Procedures, controls and conditions of tax registration and deregistration. This article highlights the role of the executive regulation in establishing the detailed rules, procedures, and conditions that apply to the processes of tax registration and tax deregistration under the UAE VAT decree law. It clarifies that these processes, including the ability to reject applications, are governed by the executive regulation rather than being fully defined in the main law itself. 1. Role of the executive regulation. The executive regulation is a supporting legal document that provides practical and operational guidelines to implement the requirements set out in the VAT decree law. This regulation is necessary to ensure consistency, clarity, and proper enforcement of the VAT registration and deregistration rules. 2. Tax registration process. The executive regulation will define the step-by-step procedures that businesses must follow to apply for VAT registration. It will include details such as how to submit the application, required documents, information to be provided in the application, time frame for processing, how the tax registration number, TRN, is issued. The regulation may also specify the circumstances where the effective date of registration can be backdated or adjusted. 3. Tax deregistration process. Similar to registration, the executive regulation will lay out the full process for tax deregistration. This will cover how a registrant can apply for deregistration, documents and evidence required to support the application, time frames for approval, cases where the authority itself may initiate deregistration. 4. Conditions and controls. The executive regulation will also provide the specific conditions and controls that must be satisfied for registration to be approved, deregistration to be granted. These controls could relate to business turnover thresholds, business activities, or compliance history. 5. Rejection of applications. The executive regulation will set out the grounds upon which the Federal Tax Authority, FTA, may reject applications for tax registration. Example, the applicant does not meet eligibility criteria. Tax deregistration. Example, the business remains liable to be registered. It will also define how such rejections are communicated, and whether the business has the right to appeal. 6. Importance of the executive regulation. By placing these operational details in the executive regulation, instead of the main decree law, the UAE ensures that the rules can be updated more easily to reflect evolving business practices or regulatory priorities. This helps the VAT system stay flexible and responsive while maintaining legal certainty for businesses. For more details, contact us.